always think about people, place, and thing. Anytime you think about that, people, place, and thing, you will know object. So people, place, and thing. Now people, to think about any people in the world, like example, doctor, patient, student, customer, those are people, those are objects. Place means example, city, bank, house, office, and thing, car, computer, mouse, those are things. So anything you can touch it, feel it, or imagine can be object. Okay, got it. So object is a real life thing which you can see, visualize, or imagine can be object. Got it. So now why are we learning it? Because in a real life, whatever happens, how can I bring real life into software world? So that is the reason software world will become much more easier. So think about it. So far we are learning is like a functions, exceptions, but not a real life perspective. We are learning as a programming perspective. But in real life, like example, car, example, let's say house, example, bank, example, airport. Can I do programming like that? Then I can see, I can feel, I can touch, I can imagine. So object-oriented programming gives you a beautiful view of real life. If you know real life, you can easily understand programming. So that's why industry prefer object-oriented programming. When you're applying for a job, there will be one line in the requirement that object-oriented programming skill is required. Or some LinkedIn, if you're applying for LinkedIn, they will say how many years of object-oriented programming skills you have. Of course, you need to make sure you have few years, because otherwise they will not even talk to you. As you go advance in your career, many of you not believe, but I'll tell you, data analysis is a blank check. Data analysis is a blank check because it's whatever number you want, you can put it. I know sometimes we don't believe, even I don't believe, but when started that experience, then I realized that data analysis is infinite, because how much value you deliver to the business, product, or company or customer, your money will grow accordingly. So object-oriented skill is extremely needed there. Why? Because you develop product not only for one customer, you develop product for all customers. You develop product not only for one country, you develop for all countries. So it should be plug and play, it should be reusable. Object-oriented programming is by default reusable. It's by default plug and play. It's simpler, it's easier, troubleshooting is simpler, and it's close real life. So it's very easy to debug, it's very easy to explain. So people don't just use procedural language, people use object-oriented programming. Okay, I understand, tell me something more. So let's start with a simple example. If I say, my car is in parking lot. My car is in parking lot. Will you be able to find out my car? Say yes or no. 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 Why not? Because I did not provide more specific information. There may be many cars, yes or no. When I say my car in a parking lot, my car is a general. But if I decorate it, now it becomes specific. So if I say my sky blue car, sky blue color-wise, Chrysler, town and country is my car, then I'm specific. Some of you say like a Tesla, white color car, it's my car. Some of you say red color, Nissan Altima is my car. So when you, class is still same, car is same, car is for everyone, but then I customize color, I customize make, I customize price, I customize VIN, and when I customize, I create a specific one object. So every object you can customize, but they all come from the template. They all came from template, and template is common. So just like if I have 50 cars, they all have similarity, and that similarity is template. And then they have specialty, which you can color, style, you can customize. So object-oriented, you first start with the class, and then you create object. How many objects I can create? As many as I want. But you cannot create object without your class. So object-oriented programming starts with the class. So you need to think about class, which is common across. So example, today we are lucky, we have 21 students online and we have 3 students in person, so total 24 students. So how many templates I need to create? How many templates I need to create? One. Only one. But how many objects I need to create? I need to create 24 objects because each student has a first name, last name, other informations are different, but template remains same. So if my template has email address, then everyone gets it. If my template has a first name, everyone gets it. My template has a last name, everyone gets it. But my template doesn't have a phone number, then they don't get it. They only get if template has it. So object-oriented control through templates, and template is known as a class or blueprint. And from template, you create the object. So far, any question? So far, so good. Now let's go down. Now think about this example. So if I say object has two things. First, we have object. Sorry, in my case here, template. In my case, template is a car, and I have two things: attributes and operation. Attributes and operation. Attributes means, like example, mean, color, make, model, year, price. One item: make, model, year, price. Those are attributes. What is method? Method means action. Method means action. I drive car. I stop car. Right? So anything I need action, some business laws, then it's a method or operation. Now, if I define that, then that can be derived to Ford car, Toyota car, GM car, or other car. But these remain template. So whatever I have here will automatically go to objects. So object gets everything from template. So let's say example, I realize that I do not have, let's say, certain thing, maybe wheels, number of wheels. In that case, I need to update templates, number of wheels. If I update the template, it will automatically update the objects. So anytime you are going to work, you are going to work with the template, and then you create an object. Programmers always work on the template. But when you run program, from template you create objects. When you run program, when you don't run, you always have a template. So when you create a file, that's a template. But when you run the program, that time you use template and create the object. I'll show you. Now, in order for us to understand how do we do this, so let's start with a simple example. Please understand, because this is the first time many of you are learning, it may look like a little harder, but if you pay attention, I can give you guarantee before you end tonight's session, you will have much more understanding. Please understand. Anytime you start a template, you start with a class. You have to have a word class, and that has to be lowercase. The second thing you start your template name, which is normally singular, but first letter has to be capital. So you can write car, student, rectangle. So we'll do that. So that's your first thing. First line, start with class. The second is the template name, and then column. So first of all, so example, if I want to write a car, what should I write? Class, C capital, car. If I want to write like book, what should I write? B capital. Anything hard? First line? Pretty good. Then you have column. What do you have? Column. After column, you press enter. Now the second line, please pay attention. Second line, you start def. Def stands for definition. Don't lose me because this is very important. First day is very important. Please pay attention. After def, there is a space. And there is a 2 dash. How many dash? 2 dash. In it. How many dash? 2 dash. There is no space after dash in it. And there is no space and then 2 dash. So this is it. Dash, underscore, underscore. Not dash, underscore, underscore, init. Init means initialize. Init means initialize. Then underscore, underscore, self. Whenever it says self, in class, first letter is always self. And then what you're going to pass when you are creating a student. When you are creating a student, what would you pass? For example, when I hire employee, I will have employee ID, right? Maybe I will need employee first name, I need employee last name. That is what I need. Same thing when I go to doctor, I need doctor ID, doctor first name. So what I need when I create a one copy or object, do I need to pass? No. Should I pass? Yeah. Choice is ours. So we'll discuss it. So anything you want to pass, when you create, like example, I want to create student 1. Please understand. I want to create a student 1. So I'll say student. I want to create a student. Then I can say, student should have ID and student has a name. So whatever I want to pass, then that will be written name and details. There is no logic or there is no rule that you have to pass. Can I pass empty? Yes. Can I pass with? Yes. It's a choice you do. We'll discuss. So when you pass, that these are called parameters. This init is also known as a constructor. What is known as a constructor? So using this constructor, you create a copy of this student. And when you create a copy, what you want to pass within copy is here. So whatever you pass, you assign with a cell, same name assigned to cell. So this will be remembered. This will be remembered. So like example, if I create student 1, it will know his ID name. If I create student 2, it will know his ID and name. And then I'm not adding another method. These are business methods. This init is a Python method. Means you can't change the name. Init has to be in it. But these methods are your method. You can write whatever. Should I write display? Should I write print? Yes. But the first parameter has to be self. No matter what happens, first has to be self. And then whatever you want to write, you can. Now, this is a template. When you write template, nothing happens. When you write template, nothing happens. The magic happens when you create copy. So from this template, I create a first copy. So first I pass the name, it will go here. I pass the percentage, it will go here. It will store that in a cell. It will store that in a cell. And then I say, show me the person's information. And that it will start showing the information. So let's do a small example. So when you do it, you will understand. So let's get started. Let's do simple exercise. When you do the exercise, you will understand. Trust me, it takes time, but it will be easier when you do the exercise. So create a brand new file. Create a brand new file. Trust me, within 20-25 minutes, you will start understanding. So first you start class. Let's say I'm going to start a book. So this is my class book. Then what should I do? Column. And I press enter. So first of all, remember, little smile and little smile. Okay. So remember, our mind easily understand more if you are relaxed, right? Relax, right? So first class book. Relax, guys. I'm here. Trust me. All of you will learn, but you need to make sure you pay attention. This topic, people years they don't understand. I give you guarantee in 25 minutes you will understand. Just 25 minutes I need from you. No multitasking, no texting, nothing. Just focus. Because this concept lifetime remain with you. Right? So class book. Then you do def. Def stands for definition, then space. Then underscore, two underscore. How many? Two. This is one. So first underscore 1 and 2. Then write in it. Then underscore, two. It looks like 1, but there are 2. Please remember, there are 2 underscore. This is 1 and this is 2. Don't tell me that I didn't say that. 1 underscore and second underscore. Then in it. 1 and 2. Now, in space and then in parentheses, always start self first. Always self. Always start with self. So this way, it here, so you can easily see both. Always start self. First is always self. And now, what do you want to pass? So like if I want to identify book, every book should have some kind of number. So let's say ISBN. Every book should have a number, ISBN. Every book should have some kind of title. Every book should have a price. That's all I want to give. Column. Now, there is nothing in this which you do not understand. Any book you saw in the United States will have ISBN number, will have a title and price. Like practical. Anyone has seen book, they know what is ISBN number, what's the title, what's the price. Very simple. Press enter. So when you press enter, you need to store this. So how do you store? Self dot ISBN, same thing. Self dot equal to ISBN. So you store it. Everything store as a self. Oh, that's easy. Everything what you pass, store as a self. Nice, easy. So this is your price. So this way you are storing. So when you create something, you pass it, you store it. So right now you store. Any questions so far? If I pass 4 items, I'll store 4 items. If I pass 5 items, I'll store 5 items. If I pass nothing, I don't have to store. So whatever you pass, you make sure you store it. How do you store? Self. Wow, that's pretty easy. That part is good. So constructor, I'm passing 50. Now please enter and backspace so you can have alignment. Remember, alignment is everything. Backspace, after that, make sure you backspace. So you got all the way aligned. Alignment is everything. Always remember, Python loves it. So here, now, let's a dev. Another method, let's a print. First thing inside, self always. And column. So now, that's another method. Very good. So I'm understanding now. So constructor is init, but then rest, everything you write. Now let's have a print. So I can say print, right? I can say print, and I can say ISBN equals to curly bracket self dot ISBN curly bracket complete space title equals to curly bracket self dot title curly bracket complete. And that's it. I complete here. And here, remember one simple thing. Double quotation complete here. And before double quotation, don't forget to put F. Sargon mentioned about what is F means, the format. So what will happen? It will automatically find the value of ISBN and it will substitute. Any questions so far? So far, anything which is sense, not clear. So first, this is going to format. This double quotation and save. So whatever you have, this.
Can you define this print, like the def print, and you took like a reserve board? Is it okay?
So could you ask what is the question?
Because print is function. Okay, it's reserved one. And you define as a print. Can you do like this on Python?
It's an override. So I will override that.
It's override. Oh, okay.
So let me do one thing. I'll say printing. Print detail. That's a good point. Print details. Let's do that. That's perfect. Good point. So print details. So the reason I do that because Irina mentioned that is correct. This is reserved. But if I write my own, then I override the function, which is possible. You can do that. So you can override the function because that's why object-oriented programming can take your preferences, whatever you like. But right now, let's create a print details. You can write any name. This is my name, custom. Now, many of you might be confused with functions, the format F. Please understand, this is very helpful. It will allow you to replace these things with the original value. So this value, original value, it's kind of easy. ISBN equal to ISBN, title equal to title. I'm done. So this is my template. Please understand. This is my template. So now read it in English. So how do I read it? I have a template book. And whenever I create a book, I need 3 things: ISBN number, title, and price. And when you give me, I'll store it into self. And then there is another method I use for print. And this is what I do print. This is my template. So nothing happened. So let's save this thing. The file, please save it. File, please save it. File, save, and I'll book.js. Sorry, not JS. I'm writing it tomorrow's programming. So book.py, 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 book.py means book is a book. .py means file. Right now, save. So right now, if I run, nothing will happen. There's nothing. There's no error. Nothing. Because template itself is useless unless I create a copy of it. So in order to do create copy, let's go all the way to left side. And right here now, we'll say create copy, or we can say object. So how do we create copy or object? Let's do it. So let's say I said book 1. Please pay attention, book 1. And I can say book 1 is book, and this time book is 1, and title is definitely Python because I'm teaching Python, and this is $20 book. So I create a book 1, and I print now. So I'll say I want to print it. So I'll say print book 1 dot print details. I can call directly because it's printing, right? So I'll say book 1 dot print details. So what we are doing here, let's understand. So first what we are doing, I'm using the same name as the book. Now here I had 1, 2, and 3. So I'm passing 1, 2, and 3. You passed it, yes it. 1 will go to ISBN, 2 will go to title, 3 will go to here. So this will be store. And then I say book 1 print details. So it will print ISBN, it will print title. Let's run it and see if it works. If it works, give me thumbs up. If not, ask questions. So right now it works. Yes, Alex.
I was going to ask if we're passing price where it says print ISBN, self ISBN title, do we have to put a variable for price in there?
I purposefully did not add it because I wanted to show you that I don't have to print all items. If I want to, yes, you got it. I think you learned very hard, easily, because I wanted to print only these two. So I did that. But do I want to print price? Yes. Then I'll just copy that. I'll just do same thing, price, right, equals to, you got it, right, self.price. And like that. Now, if I run the program, I will get everything. How easy it is. Look at that. How easy. How many of you are able to run it? I'm going to put it in a chat also, so you guys can see it, run it. Please understand. You type, a little bit type, because I don't want to give you everything. You try a little bit. This will give you enforcement. You will understand how this works. Okay. So again, it may take 25 minutes, but please follow the flow. If you have any typing error, please see on the screen and try to print it. Yes.
Yeah, can you explain the second def print details line again?
Yeah.
I got the first part. Yeah, where it says definition, print details, and self.
Self means always template. You always write. There is no question. Anytime you use any class, right? Anytime you use class, always first parameter has to be self. So if you don't pass anything, self has to. Now, anytime you want to refer anything, so this is the formatting. This will be printed as is. This self.isbn will be this one. This self.
Yeah, I got that part. I know that's format.
Yeah, self is always there. The first, these are methods. These are all
But
methods.
what if I don't put the def print details?
It won't work. It will give you error.
Okay.
Because this is like a template. So template say I'm self. It is pointing to itself. So self points to template. This all the value you are storing, like this one, is creating a copy. Book 1.
I got
right?
that too.
Now let me explain. If I create a book 2 here, so this one has itself, means its own copy. Self means its own. This one has its own. So if you don't provide self, then they both will share it, which you don't want, right? You don't want like one price for both books, right?
Yeah.
So each one has its own copy. So self means own copy. So everything will be own. So now this book is, let's say this book is number 2, and this is Java book, and this is like $40. Now if I run this, you can see now both before. So you are reusing templates, and program becomes easier. It's question concerns. Give me thumbs up if you're able to run the program. If you have a question, please ask. Yes, Justin. Good. If you ask me Python, advanced Python perspective, object-oriented is extremely valuable. Though it's very easy once you understand the concept. So first concept is init, which you are learning. Almost every time you do class, you will have init. And that init, you are taking self and what you are passing in. Do I have to pass? No. But self has to be there. This is a method which is doing printing. Can I write a business logic? Yes, which I'm going to show you. Self has to be there. So this is where you create a copy. So it's a copy 1, copy 2. How many books I can create? As many as you want, but template still remain 1. Can I write here author? Can I write author? If I write author, everywhere I will have error. You know what? Because I don't have author here. If I write author here, please understand, if I write author here, right, then I need to copy author also. Yes or no? So self.author, right? Yes or no? So I need to copy. And then I need to pass author here. So like this author, let's say Mike. Mike is the author. And this is definitely Viral is author, right? So Viral is author. Okay. So now I want to print it, then I need to use it. So all step by step, you will understand all these things. Self, right? So
Okay. Can you provide a default value in a
yeah,
template, right?
provide default value.
Okay.
If you are not passing anything, you can say take a default. You can do column optional default value. And that is also perfectly fine. So you can see nicely, you can pass the data. If you want to pass additional thing, just put here first. Then you copy here and use it. I'll put the program in a chat. So that way you have access to this. I'm hoping the first program, all of you are able to run. If you are not able to run and if you have something error, please ask. Because goal of the exercise, first program should work before we do the second one.
This init, what is that initializing?
It's not initializing. Think about a child born. Any child born. What we do first? Murthy.
Name them.
That's it. That's what you do. So any books comes in the world, first thing we give a number. Give a title. You will not see book without title. Do you agree?
Yeah.
No.
My question is this init.
That is
What is that?
Initialization. As soon as the child born, right? Just like a child born, this is a born. Init means born, construct. It's a construction. You're making a copy, born. So new books are coming, born. So when it's born, construction happens. It always goes there. And then give the name. Every class will have this thing in it. Just like anyone has to have born, right? So everyone has to born somewhere, right? So this is like construction. So anytime object is born, this is like created. This is you're creating an object. So you're constructor. And when you construct, you're passing. I'm going to give you 4 or 5 exercise. First, give me thumbs up. I only got 4 or 5 thumbs up. I need more thumbs up so I can give you second exercise. People, if you're not giving thumbs up, you're not helping me, neither you're helping yourself. So you need to be active. You need to show that, yes, I am in a game. If you're like sitting on a sofa, not doing anything, or you're not participating, nothing happening, you're losing my confidence, right? So help me so we can do more, right? Because if you do 3, 4 exercise, crystal clear. It will be crystal clear. But this is the first exercise, 20%. Second, 40%. Third, 60%. I give you guarantee after 4th, 5th exercise, this I got. Okay? So let's start. Second exercise. Okay? And every time I'm going to give you new file in a chat. And I put this information in a our forum also tomorrow. So you will have access to it. Now this program I'm going to create, let's say program I'm going to create about salary program. I'm creating a program for employee salary. So first thing about that, if I'm a Mr. Bob, first Bob salary. So I want employee. Bob is employee. And I want his program. So first of all, I'll give a name. And I'll give a Bob has an hour, he works, and Bob has a rate, he has work. And using this, I want to calculate his salary and I want to print that salary. Sounds good? So how does it work? Employee, name, hour, rate, salary. So within few minutes you learn. It will become easy. So let's start. The first line start with class. Then you have E capital employee. Again, do I have to write employee? Can I write EMP? Absolutely. Choice is yours. Whatever class name you want to give, but start with capital letter. Then you do column. Always you start with capital. Very good. Press enter. Now the second thing, always you do construction. Born. Construction means born or initialize. You start with def, then space. Then 2 underscore. 1 and 2. How many? 1 and 2. Again, 1 and 2. Don't cry. If you just do 1, it will make you cry. So always remember 1 and 2. I'm telling you 100 times because I know the problem happens here. Because it looks like 1, it is 2. Then init. And 1 and 2. Then you start sum. Now you need to ask yourself a question. What is the responsibility of this class? Name, hour, and rate. Okay, got it. So let's say name, hour, rate. Got it. Do I need to write HR? Can I write hour? Yes, you can. Whatever you write, use as appropriate. So right now I'm using hour like that. Can I write hour? You can, whichever you want to write, and then you do column. Now, as soon as you pass, you need to think about store it, store it, store it. How do you store? Very simple. Self dot name equals to name. Self dot hour equal to hour. Self dot rate equal to rate. Wow, that's pretty easy because repetition is perfect. I got it. So first, whatever you give me, I'll store it. Got it. So what should I do next? I need a salary. So I have hour and I have rate. So can I calculate salary? Absolutely. So how do I calculate it? Very simple. Def, right? I'll say, let's say, calc salary. I can write calc salary, anything I write. But first has to be cell. No matter what you do, calc salary. Now, do I need to pass hour and rate? No, because they can read it. So I'm going to click like that. I don't have to pass anything. Now, call this enter. So now how do I calculate it? Very simple. Return means I'm going to return self.hr, which is hour, and self.rate. I have it. I have it. Can I use it? Yes. You already have this thing. You can see that. So I'm using it. So this one will do self hour. It will read hour, and self.rate means it will read a rate. Wow. And it will calculate it and get me return. Perfect. Like that. So this is just like a function, right? It reads hour and multiplied by rate. Perfect. Now let's do print. So do I need to print here? No, I can do it outside. So let's create outside. Now I'm creating copy. Create copy. So let's say first employee, EMP1. So how do I create objects? Employee. I need to pass 3 things. So first is a term. Then hourly rate, let's say $100. And rate, sorry, hour is, let's say I work 40 hours. And let's say I have $100. Perfect. So 40 is the hour, 100 is the rate. Now I can print it. So I can say print salary, right, equals to comma. What is the copy? EMP1 dot calc salary as capital, right? So if I run my program, I will get the salary. So now, one more time. First of all, I understood this is my copy class, which is here. I'm passing 1, 2, and 3. So I'm passing 1, 2, and 3. Now this will come storage. So this guy is storage. This guy is calculating salary as capital. I use. I don't have to, but I use it. Now self.hr I read from here. Self.rate I read from here. It returns. Perfect. So I create a copy. Now I have employee 1, salary, EMP1, which is the employee 1. This is employee is my object now. Copy. calculate salary. So it will call here. It will take the salary overhead rate and it will return. So I will be printing salary. Perfect.
You
Now,
missed Y here.
sorry.
You
Yeah.
missed Y.
Yeah. Thank you. So now this one is exactly this one. This one is the count. Very simple. Now I have to understand. So if I run my program, run module, it's going to ask me to save. So this time I'm going to say emp.py, 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 emp.py. And now check it out. It works. It works. I'll give you and please ask questions. I'll give you in a chat and ask questions. I'm sure if you carefully do it, it will work for you. Give me thumbs so we can do further. See guys, learning is supposed to be easy. And if I don't do my part well, you won't learn well. But if I do my part well, you have to do your part well. Because normally people spend 5 years and they don't do the exercise which you are going to do in 25 minutes. Because the concept is not understood well. Structure. First is the class name. Second is the init. Third is the parameter which you are passing. Third is the story. And fourth is the business logic. Fifth is the creating copy. Pass the detail. And sixth is using them. That's it. There's nothing special in like this object. Right? We're going to do one more exercise that will make more clear.
Tushar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's worked for me, but the only thing is I didn't understand the significance of self.
So when, let's say, two boys born, how they refer themselves?
Two different names.
No. Name other people refer. How they refer themselves?
Yeah, in English it's self. Yeah.
That's it. That is also because you born. Who born? Employee born. So all self belongs to this guy. So see here, employee can calculate salary. So what you are using? Self HR means give me my salary based on my hour, based on my rate. Don't give anyone else. Self. So if I copy this, right, and I create a second employee, he will not use first guy's, right? He will use his own. Do you agree? Self will represent his own. That's why self means. Self means anywhere self is there, he has its own copy. This guy has his own copy. Otherwise, they will each other interchange the value. Because they have a self, myself, right? They will not, because they have myself, right? They have myself, they will not refer each other. So they have their own copy of hours, own copy of the salary, own copy. So they have own copy. So it is called object copy. That's why we use self. Everywhere we use self. If you are not sharing, if you are sharing, we don't use self. Right? This self is this guy copy. This guy has his own copy.
Okay. Thank you.
It's just the English, right? The myself, right? When you say myself,
Yeah. If it is English, I understood. Yeah.
It's same concept. That's why object-oriented programming is very real life. Good so far? The only thing you need to focus on typing. Otherwise, program becomes simple, easier, and readable. Trust me. I always tell people, if you don't type correctly, then no matter what kind of whoever teaching is useless, because you will be stuck in typing. So more focusing on typing than learning programming. So make sure you type correctly. There are rules for the typing, right? First is the column. After a column, you press enter, right? You can see the nice alignment, right? It has to be proper alignment. If you do small mistake like alignment, it's gonna cry. Look at that. It's gonna cry. When I run, it's gonna cry. When it cries, it gives you clear picture. So immediately fix that. Spelling, make sure you focus on uppercase, lowercase alignment. Any other questions? Good.
In the second case for employee 2, The name is same. It won't give error message.
No, two boys can have mic, right? Yes, sir. Two boys
Ah.
more, they can have mic, right? Or is one person get mic means no one in the world can get mic? Say yes, sir.
Same concept.
Same concept, guys. Nothing different in object-oriented programming. Life remains same. Like two people can have same name, but they might have a same different hour rate, right? Hours and rate are different.
Okay.
Good.
Mhm.
So let's do one more program. This will give you much more benefits because you can see slowly your mind is grasping it. I need a class name. I need to store it. I need to calculate it. And now I need to create a copy. I need to create a copy. And I can do this thing because this guy is returning. Oh, this is second exercise. Now let's do third exercise. After third exercise, I think you will get the picture clear. Again, next week also we'll do more object-oriented programming. But if you ask me, object-oriented programming, that maximum thing is the method. So last week, if you remember, we studied method and function. The only student will have trouble, a person who has not done a homework, because method, this is all method. The only thing we are using is the class name here. The rest is the method. So method we know. If method returns, it's a function. If method doesn't return, it's a procedure. Perfect. I know now. Let's get started. We'll do another exercise. This exercise will do a grade report, which will help you instantly. So how does same concept? First, let's say we create a grade program. In grade program, we'll ask student name and 3 subjects. We'll ask 3 subjects, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. Now, once we pass 3 subjects, we want to calculate the total. We want to calculate the total. We want to calculate the average. And then we want to calculate the grade report. Grade, A grade, B grade, C. Right? How do we do that? I have no idea. So let's get started. We want to create a template which entire world can use. That should be very simple and easy to use. The requirement is name and 3 subjects. Rest of the thing, this grade can give me total, the grade can give me average, the grade can give me the grade point. Oh, I'm good to go. So let's create a new program. So how does it? So save this thing. Please understand. Every program, I'm trying to give you repetition so your mind gets it. But if you make same mistake over and over, which is called typing error, then you need to work very hard. Okay? I want at least one program runs because human is always happy when something is successful. If something is not working, everything is not working, the discouragement happens. The discouragement actually happens by us, not by outside, because we are keep typing or we are making mistake over and over. Okay, I'm giving you a program, at least you can run it and see that. Okay, so let's start new program. So file, new file. This is now going to be a grade program. So let's write a comment. Grade program. This time you should be careful. This will be a last exercise for today. So we want to make sure we do it right. So grade program. So in grade program, first line will be pretty clear. Class G capital grade and call. Please understand. Class space G capital grade. Do I have to write something else? But it will be grade. Press enter. Now, as soon as you do it, init, form, constructor, start with dev. Dev stands for definition, space, underscore. Okay, very good. Now what should I write? Init, underscore. Parent. Now what should I write? Always start with self. After self, what am I going to pass? That is something you need to think about. So first I want to pass name. And then second thing I need to pass subject 1, so subject 1, subject 2, and subject 2. And call. Now you say I pass 3 things, name, subject 1, subject 2, subject, story. How do I store? It's simple. Sub, same thing, name equal to name. Wow, that's pretty easy. Self dot sub 1 equal to sub 1. Easy. Self sub 2 equal to sub 2. Easy. Self sub 3 equal to sub. This is our third exercise. I hope this message is supposed to be very clear that anytime you pass it, total. At this moment, we are good with this part. Now, it's all about business. I need to do total. I need to do average. I need to print a grade. Wow, easy. The reason we are doing this type of exercise, so we can see it. We know our grade report. We know that. Anything we know it, it's easy to understand. We can do complex as we go further. So next week we're going to do like inheritance. We'll do some complex work. Next week we'll do further and further. So I need to teach you a little bit, database, a little bit other thing, web service in another part. So that's where I will be using a lot more objects. Most of the web services, they use the object and convert into JSON, add JSON to objects. So it's pretty easy to do so. So that's why learning object-oriented programming is a bonus. Next, I'm going to do alignment. Remember, many people think about alignment. That has to be next method will be starting here, not here, right? So some people start writing def here, it won't work. So make sure you don't do that mistake. Start def here. So def, and now let's say I want to do total. So get total, T capital total. Now anytime we do sub, I'm not going to pass anything because I already have value. So how do I get total? Very simple. Return. How do I return? Self dot sub plus self dot sub2 plus self dot sub3, because that this guy has stored it, right? Yes or no? Whatever you store, you use it. So you got a total. Very good. Can I do another def? Absolutely. Get average self column. Return get total. So here get total. You can just call this thing, right? Get total, that's the method, right? You can call the method get total divided by 2. You can call that method straightforward. So you can call self dot get total divided by 2. So basically what we are doing, average, please understand, average is calling this method because this get total is a self get total. 3, why 3? Because there are 3 subjects. So we are dividing by 3. Got it. I understood. So self get total, just like you're doing self dot sub 1, which is pointing here. Just like that, if you do self get total, it will go here, and then you're dividing by 3. Awesome. Got it. Next one. Now I need a grade report. So that, right? Here, get grade. And so now I need to get the grade. How do I get the average? So here I'll define some kind of variable. So that's the average. Sorry, any question?
No, sorry.
I'll define average, and I'll say here self dot get average. So this one is going to get average. Average will get total. They are going to get this detail from here. Okay. So I'm getting average. Now I'll say if average is less than, if average is less than 60, then what are you going to do? Return F. Oh, I know this thing. We have done this thing, right? If average less than 70, return D. If average less than 80, return C. Right? If average less than 90, return D. Else return A. This is something all you know. There's nothing special I'm teaching because this is our method. This method is taking average, and based on the average score, it is doing great. So I know that part. This is not difficult because you are taking total divided by 3. That part you know. This is also not because you're doing just close. So this method I know. This function I know. These functions I know. The only thing this is the class. All those things are consider as a template. Now let's create an object. So we say now calling create object. So first thing I'll say grade 1. So let's say grade 1 object I create equal to grade. Now first person is definitely Viral because he has been answering a lot of good questions. So let's say he has 99, he got 100, and he got 100. So he's supposed to get a grade A. So now I'll say print. I can say print. I'll say here I want to print his name. So I don't have a way to print his name. So I'll just keep like that. I'll say, that's fine. Let me print grade is grade. So I'll say grade equals to, I can just say grade 1 dot get grade. Now what will happen? If I run my program, I'll say the grade.py, grade.py. So if I run the program, oops, grade 1 is not defined. Did you mean grade? Oh, that is a mistake. How come? So it's supposed to be grade. Now run the program and see that it prints grade A. So first person Viral got grade A. Now if I change this thing, let's say Viral, it's not Viral, let's say Mike. I can do second grade, so I can copy this thing, just giving a perspective, right? I can copy this thing, right? And instead of Viral, let's say I said Mike, I have. And let's say Mike is working very hard, but he's not able to make good grade, 49 he made, and here he got 50. But here he did a very good 70 people, and that's a grade 2. Now here I'll do grade 2. Now let's see what Viral got and what Mike got. So you can keep creating copy, and now we can say he got a grade F and Viral got a grade A. I'll put the program in a chat, and you can ask me questions. You can put the program. Any questions are welcome. I want to make sure you are able to do this kind of program. Question, concerns, now.